So I'm at the top of the presidential election, only 4 days to go. But particularly on this, and I didn't know what was going to happen, particularly a few weeks ago when Gavin pulled out of the election. Now it's very rare for that to happen. First of all, in the presidential election, and it's very peculiar why they didn't take his name off the ballot because they still had time. It wasn't like it was an hour before the election. Before the polling stations opened, they had a few weeks to do it. They still have time now. They could do it if they wanted to. But and the reason why, and obviously still be on the ballot, and I thought it would be a spoiled vote, but it isn't a spoiled vote. If you voted for Gavin, it's not a spoiled, it's a valid vote. And obviously he's pulled out of the president election. He can't pretty much accept the office of president. He can accept it for a day and then resign. I think that's probably what's going to happen if he does get it. But what I'm trying to say is, now I think a lot of people are going to vote for Gavin because pretty much that means the election have to we won the election. And that's all well and good, but this is the thing. You have to remember, this is the thing. And why I won't vote for Gavin, why I'm going to just put an X on my ballot, big huge X on the ballot paper, like a huge X straight through the page. It's because it costs money. It costs us money. I just want to go through a few figures here. For the family care referendum, the Irish people voted overwhelmingly 80-something% to say no to the government. That cost €21 million just to have. So think about that, €21 million. Just down the drain, wasted. And then that's not including the other stuff. And then going on to the general election in November, it was about €10 million or so to have it. That's just for the ballot papers, paying the people to be there. Because the people who are there on the polling stations and stuff, who are giving you the ballot, or the people counting, they're getting paid. They get paid for doing that, and all that money has to. And obviously, the taxpayer flips the bill for that. So I don't think voting for Gavin just to have another election would do any good for anybody, and particularly with the office of the president, it should be abolished anyway. But I don't think it would do any good because it's just a waste of money for the taxpayer. For you and me, the money could be better spent, but on bicycle sheds, etc. So he says. Because that's what the money would be better spent. Because that's what they would do with it. Let's be fair, not go towards the poor people, the poor Irish people, or the young Irish people who can't find a house. There'll be nothing given to them. But for bicycle sheds, no problem. And National Children's Hospitals, all that. There's money for that, but there's no money for the other stuff, apparently. But what I'm trying to say, it costs money. It could be 30 million to have a presidential election. We still don't know. I don't know. I tried to look up the figures for the last presidential election. What was the story? How much did it cost? But see, the thing with the president, the office of the president, they're not really subject to freedom of information requests, etc. You can't find out how much they're spending, pretty much, because the president's office pretty much is immune to that. As far as I can gather, they can give out information if they wanted to, but can't be forced to give it out, unfortunately. Like the government agencies can with the freedom of information. I don't think the presidency can, as far as I'm aware. But it would be probably in the millions anyway. It would be definitely 10 to 20 million, something like that, just to have the election. That's just to say, just to have the people there to snap your card, like voting card, and you have to count the votes, the whole shebang. And to print out the paper, because there's an awful lot of paper, but it's a huge amount of printing. And then they talk about the environment, and then the next thing they turn around, the environment after you're using up half of the trees in the planet, to be done and say. But yeah. So let me know what you think. I don't think it will. I still think I'm going to spoil my vote regardless of if Mickey Joe was going for the presidency. But I don't think it's worth voting for Gavin because it'd be just the same charade again. It'd just be a charade on an industrial scale, and not even that too. Have another election, and all that carry on again, and county councils and stuff not bothered to ask to vote for anybody, and you drive you to Monaghan. But anyway, let me know what you think. What are you going to do? What do you think for the presidential election? Are you looking forward to it being over? I think everybody's just has that in mind. Let's get it done with it and be fucking done with it and never have to think about it again. Because I think everybody's just sick and fucking tired of it. It's just all fucking theatre at this stage. And it's all just shebang. Thank you.